Assalamu alaikum. Today I'll be presenting just a small idea on what I think is a substantial proof for the existence of a higher being. Okay, so firstly I'm going to start on the principle of a deductive argument. A deductive argument exists by presenting forth premises or pieces of information, and from those pieces of information we can deduce a conclusion, hence forming our argument. Okay, I'm going to give these. Firstly, everything which began was a result of another entity or event. Okay, we can all agree on that. Nothing in our world seems to happen on its own. Nothing just forms, nothing just occurs, nothing just forces itself in such a way. A predetermined event or something that happened before causes that. So there's my first premise. Now, my second premise is that the universe began. Regardless whether you are atheist, Muslim, Christian, Jewish, Buddhist, or any other faith or religion that you follow, we all believe the universe began. From the scientific theory of the Big Bang, it is suggested that the universe began about 13.7 billion years ago. Maybe other people who believe in the existence of God, they believe that God created it. Nonetheless, we all believe that the universe had the beginning. Now, combining these two premises, we get a conclusion. Because everything which begins does so due to the influence of another entity or event, and because the universe began, therefore the universe was a result of another entity or event. Now the flawed thought process. Let's think to ourselves, people. Sure, we're people. We are a result of the earth. Okay, this is from a skeptical scientific view. Okay? If the earth didn't exist, we wouldn't exist. The earth forced us. The earth was that entity which caused us to begin. However, the earth in itself began due to the solar system. Okay. If the clouds and gases didn't condense onto themselves in the exact way that they had, then the probability of us existing is pretty much zero, even though the probability of the cosmic clouds condensing onto themselves in such a way to form the solar system to begin with is highly improbable. But let's just follow this theory. Okay, so the solar system was a result of our galaxy. If the Milky Way galaxy didn't form, then our solar system wouldn't form, the Earth wouldn't form, people wouldn't form, and so on. Now, our galaxy is a result of the Big Bang, which happened, according to the most accepted theory, 13.7 billion years ago. However, let's presume that our scientific understanding of the world, our scientific understanding of the things around us, our scientific understanding of the universe is not complete. And let's say that the universe itself was created from something else. The universe began, of course. So something put that into motion, yet we don't know what it is. Let's just label that as X, entity X. Now, let's presume that X in itself was also due to another entity, okay? Let's call that entity Y. You can see where I'm going from here, okay? If we keep on following this flawed thought process, we're going to go on and we're going to use all the letters and so on. You know, it's never going to end. We're going in an infinite spiral. However, the only logical ending to this dilemma is that, let's just say, after this entity Y, or after as many entities as we want, there has to be an entity that stops, that holds. This entity must have been ever existing. It must have not had an entity cause it. This thing must have been existent throughout time. It must be self-sufficient. It mustn't have relied on something before it. Now, remember our deductive argument from before? Everything which began was a result of another entity or event. However, the entity Z that we showed did not begin. Therefore, Z was not a result of another entity or event. What I'd just like to say is, mashallah, there is a surah in the Quran, a very short surah, Surah Al-Ikhlas, we all know it, inshallah. It describes such an entity perfectly. Surah Al-Ikhlas. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Qul huwa Allahu ahad. Say He, Allah is one. Allahu Samad. Allah, the eternal refuge. Lam yalid wa lam yulad. He neither begets nor is born. He wasn't born of something. The entity existed on its own. So that's why in the Quran it says, Lam yalid wa lam yulad. And وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ. Nor is there to him any equivalent. Well, of course, that entity is the only self-sufficient, is the only entity through that chain that somehow from its power has existed indefinitely, has existed on its own without the requirement of anything else. This I believe as a Muslim, and as we all believe as Muslims, is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, my brothers, sisters, and any other viewers, I'm just going to leave you with this idea. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.